Hey mama, hey I ever say, shake your body, man, ya gonna. Cause hey mama, hey I ever say, so where the party day today? Hey mama, hey, let's go.
Let's go. It's a happy. Whatever you do, morning, good afternoon, wherever you find yourself. This is it's another episode ready for non past Friday. Had to out. We're back again, back for the and in today's episode, I realized that we'll be talking about the Microsoft bot framework series. Today is number five. We'll be talking about how to respond with cards, adaptive cards, all the cards you can. Last week, last episode, we talked about how to use template. So you can stay with me. When we come back, we'll be diving in how to. Thank you. Key Edwards, sound good evening. Sound is low, right? Can you hear me now? Um, let's see. I did some upgrades. I That is probably the reason why the sound is make kindly bear with me. Let me know how the sound. Let's see. Uh, so down to so I use a few tests, some good ways of eliminating background noise, so you don't get to see that all that crazy. But I how's okay, Edwin, just check that for me. Side if okay. So does this work? I think this there's just like a soft spot between when it completely off and comes up. Anyway, in a couple more weeks, I'm still waiting for some accessories to come. I'm going to switch from this might be the Sure SMC because I'm waiting for some access. That's why I'm not being that. But I think that just bear with me. I will try, get this going. Like try to get as much audio in as possible so that we can enjoy it. So if it sounds okay, just give me a thumbs up or something, and then yeah, we will be good to roll. And let me know if you're watching from YouTube, Facebook, wherever you're watching from. Let's hear. Let me know if you can actually hear us. Okay. So it looks like we are not. Let's see. So yeah. So I realized that we're not streaming live on Facebook. I don't know why. It just seems like lately. Let's see what's happening. Um, why could how could this be? But let's see. Let's see. Not now. Okay. So this is an old stream. All right. So I think it's not. We're not streaming on Facebook. Good vibes. Awesome. Thank you very much. But we have to roll on. So you can check us on on YouTube and then on my Twitter page as well. We should be live at those places. Sorry. I'll check that out after the stream to find out why. I wouldn't want to stop the stream and then just go because I checked it before the stream and it seemed okay. But let's see. Let's see why we're having this issue. Anyways, well, let's just get into it. At least we know that most of our endpoints are live, so let's just get into it. Hope the experience is good. I see some drop frames, but hopefully this looks okay. All right, so as you always know, before we get into the show, I try to give you some updates on events happening around us. So if you are in the tech ecosystem on the continent, anywhere in the world, and you have some tech event coming and you want me to just promote it on the show, just send me the info and I'll do that. So let's get straight into it. So first of it is tomorrow is going to be the last day or the last session for the MCT West Africa. Sorry, the MCT, yes, MCT West Africa Cloud Bootcamp 2020. It's been an awesome 7 weeks. 7 Saturdays. Tomorrow counts it, so you don't want to miss it. Make sure you join and enjoy some awesome experience. From there, we move to, yep, tomorrow, GDG Ghana Dev Fest 2020. Yes, I'll be talking, it's tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow. So I'll be talking about building serverless application with Firebase, specifically cloud functions. So make a date with me. Let me, join me as we navigate the terrain of serverless applications. What next? Yeah, if you're part of, if you're a .NET freak or a developer, join the Accra.NET user group, the .NET Lagos user group, the Lomé, .NET user group, as we come together and support with support from .NET Foundation, JetBrains, and SonarSource as we bring you our, kind of like monthly virtual meetup. So it's a .NET West Africa virtual meetup. On the 31st of October, we're hosting Scott Honda. He's a director of program management for .NET. So we're hosting him. He's going to be telling us some awesome stuff about .NET. You don't want to miss this. So if you have not subscribed, please go check it out, subscribe, and then enjoy that session. Then, yes, the Global Microsoft um, 365 Developer Bootcamp is ongoing. Some user groups have already had theirs. Ours is still coming up in November. We're going to bring out the dates pretty shortly. So keep an ear out for that. Awesome experience and awesome speakers all across the globe will be speaking. So make a date with us and enjoy this session as well. And then 5th November, keep your calendars open. Something huge is coming. Power Africa. Yes, Power Africa. Something awesome is happening. It's going to happen. So keep your calendars open for that. Lots happening in the Azure space, the Power Platform space. Excitement, lots of excitement. I'm pumped. I don't know if you are, but keep that date also booked. And that brings us to the end of all. adverts and talking of stuff. So, if you're joining us again, this is the Demystify Tech Show. I'm your host, Malatrani, and we've been working on a series of the Microsoft Bot Framework Composer. Today is number 5, where we're going to talk about how to respond with cards. In the last episode, we talked about how to create, use a language, the template generator, to generate some templates for the responses. So, without much ado, let's just get into it. And don't forget, if you have any questions, you can pop them in, in the chat and the messages, and then I will try to respond. All right, let's get going. So let's get it here. And as always, let's fire up our bot composer framework, and let's fire up our bot emulator. Now, if at this point there's anything that's not really clear, or you are in the process of building some bot or stuff like that, and you need some kind of clarification also, I'm available. You can connect with me, and then I'll try as much as possible to help and give you some guidance on how to do that. So let's Kofi Ghana bot. Let's just get into it. Let's get this opened. Where is our to-do list? Don't forget that we have our to-do list open right here. So we know that we're on track. All right, so this is our bot. Let's start it so that we can at least just recap where we are, what we've done so far. Yep. And then so today we'll talk a little bit about the various cards that we can use, and then we'll go to the official final episode of the series, which will be our language understanding intelligence services. Right now we're only using regular expressions to understand the intent when you talk to the bot, but we're going to make it more AI driven by using Lewis. All right, and then there'll be some mini series here and there talking about probably how to deal with authentication throughout, or how to deal with invoking Power Automate flows and other stuff. All right, so let's see. So yeah, let's copy this, and then let's open our emulator. Let's connect to the bot. Connect, and let's do zoom in here so you can see it, and you can see, hopefully this is huge enough. I think so. So yeah, so right now when we initiate our bot, it tells us, Akwaba, I'm Kofi Ghana, the smartest virtual agent in town, how can I help you? Currently we've done only stuff for weather, and your homework is to improve upon that. If I restart this in a new ID, realize that there are greeting changes. Hi, I'm Kofi Ghana, I have the latest in news, gossips, and weather. So let's do the weather, and you can see, sure, let's check the weather. What's the zip code? We can see 97008, which is a zip code. It goes out and then calls at it and says the weather is cloudy and the temperature is 64 degrees. So this is where we've got to, right? And then we even said that we can interrupt it, which we did in the last episode. I can ask for the weather, and then instead of providing the response to the bot, I can say help. All right, and then it would interrupt itself and say, hey, my name is Kofi Ghana, I have all the gist. So it's just here you can put some context, some help context in here for it to show up. So that's what we are so far. But what we want to, so let's say 97008. So what we want to do now is that as of now, our bot is responding only with text or messages. All right, like for instance, if we restart this whole thing, it just responds with simple text. Say, hey, I'm Kofi. Now, what if we could use cards and other ways to send response to our bot users to make it a lot more easier and flexible to use? Okay, so that's what we're going to be taking a look at in today's episode. Now, before we get into that, what I want us to go over a few things. Let me bring the resource here. So let's zoom this in so you can see this properly. All right. So basically, right, in terms of designing your user experience, there are a couple of ways you can present information to the user. All right, and one of the ways to do it is use cards, right, like we're going to do in today's episode. So cards actually allow you to present your user with a variety of visual, audio, and selectable messages. Now, so for instance, the services that Kofi Ghana provides, instead of it to just write it out there, we could actually respond with a bunch of buttons to ask the person what options they want to pick. Because sometimes you want to give the user some guided experience, especially when they don't want to or they're not familiar with how to respond to the bot. Another level would also be to use speech to text, all right, or speech recognition. So instead of pressing or typing, you can also speak to it. That was something we can do in subsequent episode. So cards allow gives you that a variety of how to present information to the user. Now, so you can have different types of cards, right? They can contain images, text, description, videos, audio, different types of cards, all right? Now, whichever type of card you use will be determined by the needs of your application. So one thing that I advise you to do is go and look at the designing of, like the steps, the steps you want to go through to actually build a board, the design step. So here you can see some type of cards. We're going to see basically some cards and how they look at. So first off is adaptive card. All right. If you're not familiar with adaptive cards, you should try that out. Cool. Universal way of displaying content natively on different platforms. So you can use an adaptive card, and it's an example of an adaptive card. This looks like more of like an air ticket reservation. So it has the passenger information, the return, the flight, the various flights, and the cost. That's one way. So this is an open card exchange format. And the cool thing is that it's all JSON, right? So it's declarative, right? So you can declare with JSON and then you can get some good stuff. Then here we have an animation card that allows you to play GIF animation. So for instance, in our Kofi Ghana bot, if you wanted to show maybe a way of washing your hands or some quick animation, you could use the animation card, all right? Then there is the audio card. So for the audio card, allows you to play audio files within your bot responses. So here you can see a sample of audio playing, and then we have a hero card, right? So this card contains like a single large image, some description, and you can even add buttons beneath it. Okay, and then we have the thumbnail card, which contains a single thumbnail image, one or more buttons, some text, to describe things. So again, depending on the use case of your bot, you might choose one of these cards to visually represent what you want. There's also a recipe card. All right, this enables for like sorry, receipt card. Provides This allows you to provide a receipt. So let's say your bot is actually paying for goods and services. All right, you can use the receipt card to give the person the receipt after that happens. And then there's a signing card for processes that require authentication, for services, say banking and other stuff. You can do that. Then we have a suggestion card, a suggest action. So you can see present you with card actions, that you can perform. There's a video card. Then we have the card carousel, which allows you to have like this, streaming set of data that you can use. All right. So these are various type of cards you can use that allow your bot, once you have your data coming in, allows you to, present data visually in any of these ways. Now, there are instructions on how to use cards, whether you're using JavaScript, like especially for adaptive cards. All these things are here. So I will drop the resources. Okay. Let's see. So let's see JS. Since we could be using JS, nobody really. It's not a huge thing for us, but that's basically what we'll be doing. So in today's we're going to go to the weather bot. Okay, we're going to start with the weather dialog. All right, and then we are going to ask. We're going to change that from just a text, okay, to a card. So let's go here. So let's go to where's our get weather? Yep, there we go. So we go to our get weather, and then you see that here, what's the zip code? As of now, I don't know if you can see this, but let's do this. Let's open our Zoom it 2 so we can give, yep. Yeah, so let's select this and then we can give a good experience. Great. So currently, in the ask, the question the bot asks, this is how we are presenting the prompt. All right. We are presenting the prompt as how do you call it? Either as what is your zip code, all right, or it's going to say please provide your zip code, or it's going to say zip code please, or different alternatives. Okay, It's going to give different alternatives on how you want to, respond. So what we want to do now is change this flow, okay? And then instead of just the action, we can actually, change this to one of these activity cards. All right. I mean, if we go back, if we go back to our emulator and we restart, you realize that it just shows, it says this is what it is, and then when I say weather, all right, it just say, all right, let's do this, and then zip code, please. It just shows it regular text. So let's change this. So let's come back to our bot, and then I'm going to copy the whole of this. All right, I'm going to keep it somewhere so we don't lose it. Where did that go? Yeah, let me keep it here. No, because if it's just to make our lives easy. All right, so we can now, what I want to do is to now bring some code right here as an activity. All right, so the text of the activity is, what is your zip code? Is that okay? Right? And then this is the suggested actions. So you realize that with the suggested actions, we are calling help and cancel. All right. Now these at this point would be connected to the help and cancel triggers that we have. All right. So with just this, let me actually go in there so you can see this properly. So that's it. It begins with activity, right? Don't forget the square brackets, begins with activity, um, takes the property here, takes the property of one text, what text you want to show, and then these are the suggested actions. All right, so these suggested actions will show as like buttons that the user can easily, click on whilst doing that. All right, so let's go ahead, let's restart the bot, make sure it's reloaded and apply the changes, and then we can test that again. Okay, that's done. Let's come back here. I'm going to restart with a new user. Okay, hey, I'm Kofi Ghana. I have the latest in news, gossip, and weather. So let's go ahead and let's say, Kofi, tell me about the weather. Now, do you see what's happened? Now it is asking, what is your zip code, right? So now I have options to either enter the zip code or to pick any of these actions. All right, I can say help, and you see it invoked the help action because we have a help trigger. All right, what's the zip says? So if I keep pressing help, it will keep saying, hey, my name is like whatever prompt we specified in there. So let's see 97005, and then this would go process it and then give us the response. All right, let's restart this. If I say Kofi, just me the weather. Okay, and then it says, all right, let's do this. What's your zip code? So I can either enter it again, I say cancel, and then it's sad to see you leave, and then all session is canceled. Now, so that's the first one. All right. Now, so if you remember, let's go back to our bot. If you remember, in the response here, you remember that in the response, let's go back here as well. In the response, we also did some templating here. All right, we use a describe weather. So the describe weather is one of the things that is getting the weather and telling us the temperature. All right, not forgetting the dialog results we are getting from, dialog.weather.weather. This is where we're getting all the data from. Okay, dialog.weather, this here. If you've forgotten, this is a recap. This is where we are getting all the API response from. So what we want to do now is, wouldn't it be cool, okay, if we can present the weather not just in, something like let's do this, something like a text, like, let's see, just flat and say, ah, the weather in Beaverton is clouds and with temperature of 65. Ah, yeah, we know that. All right. That will not be. That's not really fun. All right. What if we can actually represent this in a card to make it more appealing? All right. That's what we're going to do next. Now, there's something we should know. The last time when we actually, let's do this. Let me bring a notepad here and let's open our notepad and let's bring this. So the last time, if we remember correctly, anytime we make a call to the weather API, we get this is the response we get. All right, and that response is what's found in a dialog.weather property. Now it returns an icon, okay, which is actually a path to this, the representation of the weather. So right now, if I should copy this, and if we should just go in a browser and paste this, right, that should point, as you can see. So you see, this points to this image, all right, when that image URL is passed. Is that okay? So it's pointing out to an image URL. So let's do this. So once we are aware that there's an icon that gives us, an icon property that gives us the image of the icon. We have a city that gives us the, city, the temperature, the high, and all that. Let's have this at the back of our minds, all right? So now we're going to change this. Let's also copy this so that instead of just returning it in just a text form, it will go ahead and give us a card, okay? So let's wipe the whole of this and let's have some fun. So now I'm going to copy this. We have a cheat code here. And again, let me go in there. Let's explain this so we can all appreciate what's happening. All right. So again, right, keyword here is a thumbnail card. This is a type of card we're using. All right. There are different types of cards as we saw, but we're using a thumbnail card. All right. And then it has a title, a text, and then an image. Do you see that? So here we're saying the title is weather for, and then you remember we said our data is coming from dialog what dot weather. So here we are pulling the city, right? Sorry. Let's see. Yep, awesome. So here we're pulling the city, right? And then the text, the weather is, then we have the weather and we have the temperature, all right? And then here the image, you remember we had icon as part of that response, all right? So now this thumbnail, okay, should give us this information in a much presentable way. So let's go check this out. Let's restart so that our board can save. And when that is done, we can go back to our bot emulator and restart. Okay. Let's simply say the weather. Uh-oh, get weather mismatch. Let's see. Let's see what's uh-oh, 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 uh-oh. Okay, I think I actually pasted it in the wrong place. It is not okay, it's supposed to be in send response. Yes, that's correct. So this is ask. Yes, ask is fine. Then response. Okay. Let's restart the bot again and see. Okay, for the sakes of this, let's say, well, let me just reconnect again. Let's see, connect. All right. See, what's the weather? Okay, it says language generation, get weather mismatch input. Expecting a comment. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and see. Okay, so weather, let's see, get weather. Let's look at, so this is the dialogues, response. This is a mismatch input. Okay, cool. So let's go here, and I'm going to go all the way to my bot responses. And then let's go to get weather. And let's see. Let's go to the edit mode. Ah, so you see this? So this is probably what's freaking it out right now, because it's not really under um any response. So let's take this out. All right. Yeah, we can clean this up a bit. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully, yeah. Then let's leave this. And let's restart the bot again and try it. It says there's one warning. Let's see what the warning is. Get whether, ah, interesting. Let's see this. Let's restart this. Just making sure that, we're doing everything to prevent, all right? So let's see, yeah, whether is okay. Well, I think that should be fixed now. Let's restart this again and say, Goofy, what is the weather like? Okay, so it's asking for the zip code 97008. Now, fingers crossed. Boom! Now, do you see this? Check that out. The weather for Beaverton is, this weather for Beaverton, and then the weather is clouds and, 65 degrees. So check this out. I mean, if you click on it, you can see the image. So, I mean, this is much cooler than, using, just text. But again, hey, it doesn't mean everything is a candidate for using cards. Depending on the type of image you want to present, you can choose different cards. All right. I decide to choose a different card type and present it in a different way. So that, pretty simple. That is how to add a card, all right, to and there's one thing I didn't really like about this, the fact that, yeah, when you hover over it, then you can see them, but then ideally I would want a way where I can see, this white as well. But you can go crazy with it, design it anyhow you want. And that's how simple it is, to add. So let's do this. Let's actually do this. Let's say whether in the US. I'm trying to see if we can find so let's see. Where is this? What's Washington DC says interesting. So let's look for DC zip code. So yeah, so we can use like 2001. So let's go try that. So let's go back here and say weather, and we can do 2001 as a zip code, and then let's see what happens. Yeah, so weather for Washington, the weather is clouds and 58. So it looks like almost, kind of like the same weather with us, things going on. Now, so the homework would be our AP, we are calling the API passing a zip code. So you go modify this API call and passing a city. Okay, so let's see. Let's see if we can do that here and see how that works. So we're using the Open API. Where is that? we're using the Open API, Open Weather API. So let's do this. Let's check it out. So let's say Open Weather, yep, Open Weather API. And don't forget, you need to have an account with the Open Weather API, okay? Before you can start using it. I have created it. I have an account, so as part of the API call, I use that. Sorry, we zoomed into. Okay, so let's see. I think what we are using is the weather with a zip code. So let's say current weather data. So let's look at the API docs. All right. So hey, if you have any questions, you can shoot me, and then we can get crazy. All right. So here, so we have this where we can actually uh use zip code. Where's the zip code? Yes. So yeah. So what's happening is that our current implementation is using by zip code, and then this is it. So weather, and then zip, and then is a zip code. Yeah, country code. But then I think if you don't specify that, that could make it easy. So let's do this. You know what? We still got some time. Yeah, headwinds. Is it making any sense? Let's open. I think for this one. Let me just use Postman. Okay, so I want us to try this. Mm, 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 mm. So we're just going to try that. I have an API token. Let's close all this. Oops. Save changes. And then let's do this. Let's go to our bot demo. Yeah, so this is what we're using right now. Oh yeah, because I changed the API key. Let's do this. API token. I'm going to make, well, I'll just, let's just replace that. Because I keep changing it after every session because else someone is just going to. Awesome. Great. It's good to know. Okay. So, I just want us to change. Okay, so two things. Either we change the API to use city, or we try another card. Because I want you to I want you to go do a homework to be able to change it from city. So I'm just going to, this is using a different hosted thing. So let's actually go here. So the endpoint to use is API.open data weather. Okay, question mark. Copy this. Let's come back here. So let's do this. And then, so we are trying to do by city, all right? So, yep, pretty much this is quite simple. This is quite simple. So let's copy the whole of this. All right. And then go back here. Let's paste this. Okay. So let's in the case of a city name, let's do Accra. I mean, we're just checking. All right. So let's do Accra. And then this is going to use the app key. And then I'm going to copy the current app key here. Let's run this. And yep. Oh, look at that. This is so much data. So we have the coordinates for Accra. So make sure you can get crazy. You have more data, and then check the weather out. And these are the various base stations. So this is the main weather. It feels like 30. The temperature main. You see the wind, the clouds, the country code, the time zone, the name. So it gives you a lot of information, which you can represent in a lot of ways. So if we decided to use this for API call, we know that we could get the weather. No, actually not the weather. We could just get so um we are looking for, let's say, the weather, right? So it's a thunderstorm. Where is that? Where's that? Where's that? So I don't. Okay, yeah, this icon. So that is icon 11N. Cool. So that response actually, yeah. So the first service we're using, there's an encapsulation, there's a wrapper around it. So what we're doing in that first API we're using was that we're taking this and we're rewrapping it and providing a cleaner response. But hey, it shows you where the icon is. You can, create your own link to the OpenAPI URL and then patch, the icon to it. But this would give you the information you need for Accra, and then you can, now display information based on the city and not, the zip code, right? So yeah, uh, awesome. I think this would be, this would be cool. So for your homework, go try change this to a city and then call. So as you can see, so call the API and then call that API, all right, and get that information. So whether the icon and all that. And I think there is actually some code down there that actually shows you how to pull out the the icon and all that. All right, so go check this out. Play around the API. You can call any other API you want. All right, just mess around with it and have fun. So now, quickly before our time runs out, uh, let's see if we can easily add some card, another card instead of a template. Now, so in next week's episode, next week is going to be the final episode. Let's actually bring our task list here. So as you can see, send responses with card. We have checked that out. Bim. So now next episode is going to be when we're going to introduce the language understanding intelligence services, which will be the last series in this episode. Then we can probably start another episode where now. So if you have any specifics, let's say authentication or something specific with the bot composer framework, let me know and we can do a session on that. But then from here, it's going to be a series of blog posts and maybe one or two videos on it. If you want me to go deep dive, all right, into actually creating a project or creating a bot for a real use case, and we can do that on the show as well. It's going to be your call. Just let me know. Send me send me a shout out on my Twitter, page, Facebook, anywhere, and then let's talk about that. All right. So before we go, we got a couple of minutes. Before we go, let's try to implement another. So let's see with the data we have. Let's go to the cards. Let's see. Let's see. Not this picture, not this. I'm tempted to say we can try an adaptive card, but so this is what we used, all right? We used a thumbnail card, okay? That had, we could put an image here. You could see the how do you call it? The title. There was an image, and then there's more text. There's a subtitle, all right? As you can see, this is a receipt card. There's a signing card, and a suggested card. And then you can have the carousel as well. So my guess would be people would like to. I'm sure people would like to know. I mean, something that is would be really important. I think I would append to our series before we end it after the Lewis would be authentication. I think that's something that um we're very interested. What do you think, Edwin? I think I can add authentication to the mix to make it, to seal the deal, and then that gives you like at least an end-to-end basic introduction to the bot composer framework. So if you think we should add authentication to the series, give me a thumbs up on either in the chat right now or on Twitter or any other of the services, my social platform. So let's see. The image we have is just too small that it would not make sense to make it this big. We don't have any audio to pass in. We don't have any animation. Well, it could be cool to pass an animation, but the question is the API doesn't provide us any animation, so that would have to be maybe an adaptive card. I think so, because out of it, for the visual representation, I don't think there is any of this that sits with it. So okay, well, how about as part of your as part of your homework, try to implement one other card. All right, one other card, and then exactly. So yeah, I think we're going to add authentication to the series. So next episode will not be the last series. Actually, let's go and append our and then add enable. Let's see, authentication and let's just say uh yeah, let's say authentication. So yep, we have two more episodes to go in the series, so we're going to add that to it. And yeah, so well, recap, very simple. What we did here is to replace it with a card, and this is how the card looks like. This is how defining it. We've seen the various type of cards. We're using a thumbnail card, and also we can divide into integration to WhatsApp. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, so this is what we can do. We can, when we are done with the Lewis and authentication, all right, what I'm going to do is that we're going to start a new series that will be integrating bots into existing platforms. So we can start with WhatsApp, then we can go to, let's say, maybe Telegram, and then maybe Teams and all the other things. How about that? How does that sound? So that then we'll see the different ways to integrate the bot into the various platforms. If that sounds like a cool thing, thumbs up. All right, and let's get this done. So today we used the thumbnail cards, and here they are. Here you specify them. Title, text, image. I think there's a subtitle as well. You can add a subtitle if you want to. All depends on the data you're getting from your API. So this is how simple it is. If you've missed any episode, go to my YouTube channel. All right, right here. Go here, click on the subscribe, like, share, notification. Please, we want to grow the channel. We want to keep this channel growing. Great content. So like it, share it, and learn good stuff. Subscribe. Let's know how you feel. And then, you can get more content. But the whole episode is there on my YouTube channel. So go look at it, follow us, join us. And then on the side, we can actually start a discussion on designing a proper Ghana bot, Kofi Ghana bot, to see how we can integrate a lot of services, how Kofi Ghana bot can tell us the weather, political happenings, election results. If that seems interesting to you, just send me a message at Esadranyi on Twitter that you want to join the official Kofi Ghana bot development team, and then we're going to crowdsource or crowd build the official Kofi Ghana bot using the Microsoft Bot Composer framework to give quality and informative content to Ghanaians all across board. So this brings us to the end of another episode. It's Friday. Good today. We made good time. Live life. Stay safe. Have some fun. Relax. Chill out. And then hey, don't forget. Learn something new. Share something new. The world is a beautiful place. Let's make it even more beautiful by solving more challenges. Yes, I almost forgot. I think let me you know let me just give the applause. Okay. So yeah, yes, Wednesday was my birthday. Thank you very much for all those who sent the wishes and all that. My birthday wish list is still pending. And for those who have not seen my birthday wish list, I'm actually going to open it for you to see for the benefit of those for the benefit of those watching. And I'm going to explain everything. Those that have been checked off, yeah, don't worry. Those that have been checked off, we'll leave them the way they are. But those that have not been checked off, we're still waiting for them. So the first on the birthday list was a SNAPMAKER A350. Yes, you're asking, well, why do you need that? Yes, yeah, we have 3D printers, but we want something that can allow us, to do CNC, engraving, laser cutting, all these things all in one. All right. Now, uh, for those who know me very well, most of these things on my birthday list actually are going back into the community because, as you know, I started streaming exactly a year ago. I started my podcast exactly 2 years ago, and all these happened on my birthday. And I try as much as possible that on every milestone we give something back. So we're working on something that is going to be exciting. It's going to need a lot of assistance from all of you. And most of these things on the list are going to go back into that project. So this is not necessarily for personal users, for a big project we're doing. So once we unveil the project, we'll be calling on you guys to support the project and help us in any which ways. Well, the second one is the HoloLens 2. HoloLens 2 DevKit. We also want to promote a lot of mixed reality stuff on, in the community on the show. So this helps us to do that. Then, yes, this is a big boys, Yeah, I know. Someone says that, but he said it's for 10 years. Yes, yes. Allow me to be 10 years this time. And let's enjoy the Lego Mindstorm and all those big boys who were making fun of me on social media, who were trolling me on social media. Well, it is coming. And I know those who trolled. I'll not let you play with the Lego Mindstorm. This is the new one. This is the latest one, not the old. This is a new version. I'll not let you play with it. In your face. And then also the AZURE KINECT DevKit, which has built-in AI for doing a lot of AI custom vision stuff. So cool to have also to do a lot of education and sensitization on that. Then I happened to use this when I was back in the States. It's an awesome piece of speaker. Oh my God, trust me. Now, going for a meetup, all you need is just one of this on the stand and it's sorted. All your PA needs are sorted. All right. So this awesome thing will be good for us, help build the community as well. And then obviously, yes, who doesn't need a cool Logitech Zone wireless headset? And then, well, now that so this has to be reviewed. Now that Apple has released 12, I guess I have to go back to this list and change it and cancel it and put the 12 Pro there or 12 Pro Max. So yeah, and then obviously an Apple Watch. But this has been taken care of. My jollof has been provided. So yes, that is gone. So yeah, so for all of you out there, thank you very much for the love. Thank you very much for all that concern. I really appreciate it. But till I come your way again next week for another episode, in this case, Lewis. Stay safe out there, learn something new, and don't forget, hey, reach out. I'm always accessible. Reach out. I'll share what I can, what I can tell. If I don't know it, I'll tell you I don't know it, and then we'll just go through the process of figuring something out for you. Well, so folks, all too soon, come to the end of another episode. Stay safe and let's catch you next week. Adios.